Hi, welcome to Versus, where we watch 2 TV shows so you don't have to. Today we have...
Kamen Rider V3!
Versus!
I'm going to completely gloss over the fact that we haven't watched any more of Kamen Rider, so there are now 2 Kamen Riders.
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
I'm not going to talk about.
Do you
want
to know how? It's because Takeshi Honda, who was the actor that played him, broke his legs during filming. Broke both his legs, so they had to replace the actor. And then they replaced the actor with the new guy. I don't think we actually saw him without his mask on, weirdly. Or maybe we did, but I just didn't really pay attention.
I got confused. I didn't know who the other one was. I was like, is he one of the other people who's been knocking around? Is he Hongo's... So wait,
Hongo's the main guy, Takeshi Hongo.
But is he the guy from the original thing we watched? Yeah. I recognised him, but I was like, is that the same guy? Because obviously it doesn't show you straight away. It's
dashing, handsome man, isn't he?
Yeah. So Shiro is chilling on the street, just walking past some sewers, I'm guessing.
Right, okay, yeah.
A manhole opens, a man looks inside, gets killed by a big kind of crab claw.
Yeah.
And Shiro sees, so then the bad guys are basically trying to then murder him because he knows too much. Yeah. Although all he knows is that there's a
big crab claw. But you saw a man dissolve, so...
He just goes home.
A man
he just goes
dissolve.
home and goes, oh, I'll have a cup of tea. I saw a man dissolve last night. They try and run him over with a car when he sees the incident.
Yeah.
Then they try and poison his tea with some sort of fire tea, which is just the spills everywhere.
Yeah.
Then,
how does it combust?
And then, when he's having a little motorbike time, they drop a bomb out the sky. He gets put in an ambulance.
Yeah.
The ambulance is actually not even doctors. It's a fake ambulance. And they try to then poison him. Like every second of his day, he's trying to get exploded, basically, by what looks like I know it's not the KKK, but there's these kind of monks in like black KKK
Cultists.
Cultists. And they have a grave for the first Kamen Rider.
Yeah, which was really
confused
weird.
Before I knew who he was. I was like, why have they made a grave for the scientist dude? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Well, just before they said, oh yeah, Hongo, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh wait, so that's Hongo, right, okay, it's all coming back to me now. Like, flashback to a year ago when we were watching this.
Yeah, Takeshi Hongo,
he's just biking around.
Right, so that's him. And then when he found his own grave, I was like, oh, but maybe it's not him, but it was him. But that didn't even really pay off in the end, did it? Like, I didn't really see them actually going after him aside from at the end. And
was that just a big threat? Was that going to dig a whole grave?
But put the other Kamen Rider in there. Put Kamen Rider 2 in there.
On one side you've got the turtle. Wait, am I getting confused here?
No.
You got the turtle, Blastoise.
Yeah, Blastoise.
You got Blastoise guy, right?
Yeah, I wrote Blastoise as well.
Yeah, I wrote Blastoise. And then you've got Do you remember Jingle All the Way?
Yeah. Do I remember Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way.
Put the cookie down!
Yeah. Well, do you remember the sidekick character who's like a pink sort of Thundercat thing? Booster. The monster in this is just Booster with crab hands. Don't quote me on my Japanese, but basically scissors is the same word for pincers. That's why he was constantly shouting scissors.
Pincers.
It's like Hasami or Hasumi.
Okay.
Scissors, so it means the same thing. Right. So he wasn't just shouting for like office fucking supplies.
It was weird.
Place. The girl, I can't for the life of me remember her name. She had a woolen hat.
She had a little woolen bonnet on with a little ball in the bottom.
A sleeping bonnet. She sees the monks doing some stuff and she just pretty much faints.
Yes.
And then Kamen Rider dude. Well, not Kamen Rider dude. Shiro takes her home, meets the family, everything's going pretty well. Then Scissors guy just comes in and just murders everybody.
Yeah.
Like stabbing his dad in the heart and his mom.
That was
brutal.
Bad. I was like, oh shit, the dad's dead. And I was like, he's going to come in now. Oh shit, right, the sister's fucking hell.
The mum's dead.
Fucking they're all dying. It was brutal. It got well bad. I felt like really bad at that.
Well, they kept doing that thing. Do you know where you've got like you put the sword between your arm? And I was like, oh, is he like poisoning them a bit? It's like no. He's meant to be literally brutally murdering them.
And they're all going to just dissolve as well. So there's no bodies.
Oh yeah,
there's no bodies. It's like a whole. Instead of just seeing one man dissolve, it's like I saw my whole family dissolve.
Yeah.
Right in front of my eyes. Yeah, brutal, really bad. He didn't seem to care too much though. Like there was a lot. There was like a quick grieving process there.
The Kamen Riders punch everyone and do a lot of repeated flips.
Yes.
And then they find out that Shocker, is it Shocker?
Yeah, the Gel Shocker.
Yeah, is now inside like a fancy clock.
And it's now called Destron.
Destron. But I'm assuming the main bad guy from the first series died, and he's just in this kind of scorpion clock that lives on the wall.
It seemed also really stupid that he was like, I am now stronger than ever as this scorpion clock.
It's I'm just a clock.
It's sort of like when Obi-Wan was like, I'll become mightier than ever as a ghost that can just talk to people.
Just sit on logs.
And that's all he can do. It's like, I will become mightier than ever. I will tell you the time and chat to you.
The clock turns on this weird disco lights, which makes the two Kamen Rider guys just start to die. So Shiro jumps in, knocks him out of the way, and then he pretty much dies.
Yeah.
Because also he's wanted to become a Kamen Rider because his family's dead.
Yeah, he was make me an emissary of hell.
We're not doing it.
Yeah.
But then they have to, and they take his brain out. I want to know how
and they put in a bunch of
just becomes a doctor. Like, how do they suddenly know how to do proper open heart? They do open heart surgery. Like, they put little mechanical stuff inside, and his brain's just sat on the shelf.
I think it's really funny that they don't even wait to go home to do all this shit. They just have all the equipment there in the other people's lab, in Shocker's lab, because that was still they didn't move. They were just doing that in there.
I'm assuming they have
maybe a ready to make Kamen Rider set. Even though they said previously in the thing they were like, I wouldn't subjugate anyone to this, but we should have the kit ready just in case.
But why was the brain out? Did they take his brain out and replace it with mechanical brain? It's just on the shelf. I think maybe. Understand.
Are you sure that wasn't someone else's brain?
Why would they have the brain so close? If I'm having open heart surgery, I don't want someone else's brain just dripping above my head.
Oh wait, no, okay, so it wasn't just someone else's brain.
No, it's literally
I didn't see the
above
brain.
his head.
I thought maybe it was just like a brain on like a bookshelf in the background or something.
No, it's literally just above his head, like he's just had off. But then Blastoise attacks.
I think they put the brain on there, and then they put little like the Borg would do. Put little receptors in there.
Literally, I'm just scanning through it now. The brain's on the shelf. They haven't finished the surgery. Then Blastoise fires his massive bazooka and blows up the whole lab.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
And then the Kamen Rider guys start fighting for a bit.
They were able to fix it. They were able to fix it.
No, because they leave him on the thing, and then he appears
just brain out.
V3. He's just worked, even got a costume and everything. They never made a costume, and they were just.
He just found one, didn't he? He's just good with sewing, isn't he? He's a good old seamstress. He just makes it really quick. He's like, right, I'm gonna go more grasshopper. And just go a bit weirder.
He was more sort of beetly grasshopper.
Grasshopper with a gilet.
And then they fight Blastoise, and I'm trying to remember. Does it just go to be continued, or I can't think?
No, well, he shows up in the end because Blastoise sends him down a little cliff, and they just roll down this little mountain bit. And then Kamen Rider 3 shows up, V3, and he's like, hey, and then he transforms. Or I think he's already transformed, and then. It's like to be continued. The next one is Kikaider. This one set up absolutely nothing, and we were just thrown in with Kikaider, and they were just like, right, here you go, here's Kikaider's fucking resume. Here's his CV. What's he got? He's got android brain. He's got flying shoes. He's like, and they just threw everything at us.
It was an
right of the way.
It was basically a man's driving a truck in the middle of the night, and then suddenly a rhino just fucking kills him.
Fucking knocks the shit out of that.
The grey rhino.
Later on in the show, the rhino runs down a road and says, "I can run at 600 miles an hour."
Yes,
so I don't understand. I don't understand how this rhino is not running into more cars, and how more cars aren't just going around bends and just seeing this rhino legging it down a car.
Why the rhino? But basically, cut to GoldenEye first level. We're in the dam. And these people are walking around the big hydroelectrical dam, this man. Yeah. And then Rhino turns up for what reason?
Well, it seems like he was sort of preparing to blow up the dam, but maybe
they want to find the heart the heart of the dam, and then basically he turns up, he smashes through the floor. There was 2 floors smashing. Do you remember when he comes up through the floor?
Yeah. Those floors get smashed. Both fantastic though.
Yeah. And did you see him kill that old man? I'm just on it now on here actually. Where he charges into the old man. There's the 2 workers at the dam. And it turns into a mannequin being thrown, and like a fully just straight mannequin like that, just being thrown through another polystyrene wall.
You said, look out for the mannequins. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't see any mannequins.
It's so obvious.
These terrible special effects completely fooled me, but I was like, those people.
The rhino kills everyone but one guy.
Wait, is this... Sorry, the rhino kills everyone with one guy, but then is this when they go in again and they're like, oh, these people are all dead, but they're all perfectly sat up?
Do you know what? That's really confused me, because now I remember that bit perfectly.
Sorry.
So the old man and the guy go into the dam to check it out, and suddenly all these people are sat in chairs, dead.
Yeah, dead.
Because...
But
Rhino's
How did
killed
they die?
them.
But
He's
Rhino's killed them. But
them
like
on
Rhino,
chairs.
Rhino doesn't seem to be the kind of person that would, destroy loads of stuff and then put it all back together really, really neatly.
Yeah, that's how he gets off. It's just he likes to set things up like that's his thing. He's just like it makes no sense. Why are there so many security guards? There's like 50 people on chairs in a room. Like what were they doing? He kills everyone apart from one guy, and he's got these little minions who I'm going to throw in this Zelda reference, but in Wind Waker, there's these little devils that go like, and they've got like, yeah. Do you remember them?
No, yeah. I'm making the exact same noises that these ones made.
Yeah, that's what they do, and they just appear out of nowhere with little pitchforks, and that's what these guys seem to be. They're like Spider-Man-ish.
Yeah, they looked a lot like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but they have this logo. I'm going to show you this to the camera now. It has this little logo on the heads. I don't know if this is ever
inspired by it. Is that what that's from?
It. I don't know. It looks kind of.
Yeah, I drew it. Like I remember drawing it.
Yeah,
like
the best thing was the teeth on the D.
Yeah, it's like it's like the Rolling Stones.
Well, it was a D. It was a D for dark, which is the name of the place.
Then the guitar starts.
Oh,
and they look to the top of the dam for some reason, and
there
what the hell's
is.
Guy? Kikaida's there. What's his even name?
El Mariachi. I don't even know what his name is.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. It's Kikaida to me. He's an android, so I'm sort of. Is he a full android or is he like?
He's been.
He's a humanoid.
Yeah, because he's an android. Because the other guy. Kamen Rider is a cyborg because he's half biological, half.
Right. Okay.
Right, so basically, he just jumps off the whole dam, turns into Kikaida, beats up some people, have a bit of a fight. Then suddenly, all the bad guys are in they run into the professor's little laboratory. He's there with his daughter, and he looks really confused, like it's some sort of show, and he's just like looking around like this, and all the little minions are running around his little lab. The dark guy had a magical flute that.
Yes.
What was that about?
I don't really know what that was about, Joe. I couldn't tell you what that was about. I'm not sure.
But it made Kikaider like slow down. It hurt his head.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how he knew that.
Also, why is the scientist just made some dude for his daughter?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, yeah.
It's like he's made
better make him
husband.
Yeah.
He's always got that guitar that just gets in the way of everything. Like he's constantly transforming between.
Where does the guitar go? I feel like with the guitar choice, they sort of like right. Well. He's a cyborg. He's an android. He doesn't really have very much personality, and it's like, tell you what, let's give him a guitar and make.
Yeah, but then the guitar was like he'd play it as a human sort of looking thing, and then he'd transform. But then later on, the guitar music kept happening when he was just an android with no guitar. Like it didn't fit. It wasn't like, oh, here he comes, and then he just gets on his motorbike and just starts GTAing, like running around trying to run people over. Do you know when you can't do those missions, and you just go, oh, fuck it, I'll just crash into him in my car. While they are in the lab, while they're looking for Kikaida, he's just under a sheet. Remember when the scientist goes over? How did he get... He's just been fighting outside. He went inside, put a sheet on his head, went back into a human. They'll never know. And he's just stood there, like, smiling as they pull the sheet off.
To be honest, he's got a lot of, like... He does that smile thing quite a lot. I don't remember him talking too much in this, but I feel like... Does he have a mind of a 1-year-old? Like, is he just because he's just been created and he's sort of been like, oh, let's just make him handsome from a girlfriend, and now he's from a daughter, and he's now just learning, but actually he's inside, he's actually a 1-year-old, and that's why he can cover himself up in a sheet and be like, they can't see me. And he does seem like he doesn't really know what's going on the whole time.
Cut to another confusing scene where there's a small boy in a room. The wind starts blowing loads, and all like his window keeps opening. And instead of shutting the window, he's trying to like pick shit up. And Rhino Man is in there somehow. He's blown in through the window, turned into his dad, who's the scientist guy.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "You're not my dad. You don't smell like my dad."
Yeah. Well, you'd know what your dad smelled like. If your dad smelled like a fucking rhino, then you'd be like, "Oh, just how good a bad guy the rhino is." I think he's really fucking good.
I did think that when he transformed his horn into a spinny horn, it did just look like a floppy whatever. Like he just looked silly. It didn't look very good. Oh, I'm going to get you and thing. But Rhino Man takes the small child, cut to a bridge. This is where a mannequin comes in, Mark. And they hang this small child off a bridge.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
But from the far away shots, it's clearly a mannequin. Because again, he's stood completely straight with his legs straight and his arms to his side. It cuts between a real kid.
Wait, is that not actually... Okay,
no. Some of it is when it's quite close, because it could be a different bridge and you can see the sky. So then Kikaider obviously goes to save him, and then they just explode. Like a huge, massive explosion that would kill anything within a fucking quarter-mile radius. But the kid and Kikaider are just in the air going, whoa! Like, and then he transforms and catches the kid.
Yeah.
And then somehow probably I can't actually remember now. I think he just has his motorbike instantly and a guitar probably.
He sometimes, somehow I think the motorbike comes with him. It must be in his shoe or something.
They would have been burnt to a cinder. Yeah. Literally, the explosion is huge. I was like, fucking hell, they just killed that little kid. Like, no, he's fine. Like, not a scratch on him.
When do we see all the lineup of the bad guys?
Oh, that was my favourite bit, where it had the paper craft.
Did that not look like all the safe queens at the end of Drag Race? With all the lights going on them as well.
I'm trying to remember what he called them. He had because it made me think it's like mechanical beasts or whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot like that. Mechanical brutes.
I did Silver Cat, Golden Bat. It was like that. Obviously, for like the rest of the series, we know who the minions are going to be.
But when they showed like Rhino Man at the start, they were like, "Here's including Rhino Man. You already know him." But the Rhino Man cutout was nothing like Rhino Man.
So then, basically, at the end, fights Rhino Man and then uses his double chop move.
Yeah,
and a small toy of a Rhino Man stops for like 3 frames and just explodes. All these nuts and bolts fall down.
That was every single time they killed one of the minions. It was like that scene in Tron where the light cycle drives into that wall, and all the little pieces of the light cycle just sort of come apart.
I liked everything but Kikaida because I don't like his aesthetic, like the look of him, because I really don't like it when it's half, hate his aesthetic. Where it's half and half, like cut down the middle. I hate that look.
They love it.
Yeah, I hate it on, including Drag Race. Any outfits like that where it's half and half, I hate it. Also, because he was like a weird man, well, not even a man-child. He just didn't.
Yeah, he did. He seemed very.
He was very robotic, just like I don't know. I just didn't warm to him.
It seemed like the good parts of Kikaider were the bad guys.
Yeah, the bad guys, because the other characters, like the little kid and his older sister or whatever, they just didn't really do much apart from explode and survive. And the scientist is still alive because I looked ahead.
You looked ahead?
Well, no, I looked ahead, but I looked at just a plot summary, and in my head I thought he'd burnt in a fire. But he's actually got amnesia and he wanders the world. Yeah. I did not like Kikaider Man himself.
No, I didn't like Kikaider, but I thought Kikaider's story was a bit more like upbeat. But then again, I mean, like, what's his face? Had all that, like, brutalness.
Just, absolute brutal.
Like the whole family dies. Like, that was worse than what happened to John Wick.
Oh, God,
yeah. I mean, like...
And he didn't get his brain taken out.
I'm going to go for Kamen Rider, just because it did slightly blow my mind when I saw both the other Kamen Riders there. Even though we didn't get to see that much Kamen Rider going on with that one, I suppose it was nice to see that.
I just like more his friend, like he had relationships with people and friends, and he just felt like more like a real person. Whereas I realised that Kikaider Man literally isn't a real person.
We understand
He's
just
a robot, but the surrounding characters weren't great. So in this episode of Versus, the winner is
Kamen Rider V3.
It was lovely. Goodbye.
Yeah, it was a V, and then it was 3. I wasn't getting 3 wrong. Anyway,
goodbye.
Scissors.
It's the mannequins.
Scissors.
Bye.